During his interview with Newsmax that aired late last week, of course, Donald Trump was asked about potentially giving a pardon to Sean Combs or Diddy or P. Diddy. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like Ben Stiller from the Diddy music video from like 25 years ago. Like, I don't know what you're calling yourself these days, Papa Diddy Pop. But anyway, Trump was asked about the rumors floating around that you may give Sean Combs a pardon. And it was during that answer that Donald Trump admitted he only gives pardons not to people who deserve them. Diddy definitely does not. But he only gives people pardons if they're an ass kisser. And unfortunately for him, Diddy was not. Here's what Trump said. When I ran for office, he was very hostile. When you know somebody and you were fine and then you run for office and he makes some terrible statements, it makes it more difficult. It's hard, you know. We're human beings and we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you know someone and you were fine and then you run for office and he makes some terrible statements, it makes it more difficult. I'm being honest. It makes it more difficult to do. Because we're human beings, right? And we have feelings. Damn it, Donald Trump has feelings. Okay, man, calm down. You really do sound like a baby. Okay, I'm not going to lie. You're sitting there and you're whining, possibly on the verge of tears. Oh, but Diddy was mean to me and I wanted to pardon him, but he was just so mean he hurt my feelings. First of all, you don't have those, okay? We're human beings. It's questionable with you, bud, okay? And sure, as the president, you have the ability to pardon some of the worst people that have ever, that are alive today. You have that ability, unfortunately. You have used it to pardon people who did not deserve any of these pardons. And you're not alone. Past presidents have done it too. I'm not just singling you out. But you have already pardoned more people than pretty much anybody else. Except for when Carter came and pardoned all the Vietnam draft dodgers. Which that I'm actually fine with. But you have pardoned real hardened criminals that should be in jail. Many of whom have been rearrested for things that were far worse than what they were initially put in jail for. Some of whom have been killed by police officers. You let a bunch of bad people out onto the streets. So honestly, I'm kind of glad that Diddy may have been a jerk to you, so now he doesn't get pardoned. But then, of course, the issue of none other than George Santos came up. And about George Santos getting a pardon, Trump said this. He lied like hell. I didn't know him, but he was 100% for Trump. So I guess we're going to see a George Santos pardon in the near future instead of that guy spending years and years and years in jail because, as Trump said, he was 100% for Trump. Let's get things straight, Donald. George Santos actually a lot like you, right? Lies like hell, like you freely admit. But he's not for Trump. He wasn't for anyone other than George Santos, much like Trump is only for Donald Trump. You see, George Santos couldn't care less if you live or die. He couldn't care less if you won or lost the election. All that mattered to him in his life was what can he get out of this? What can he get out of that? Just like you, Donald. And because Santos probably reminds you of a younger Donald Trump, I'm sure he will eventually get pardoned. But Trump gave up the game. Anyone in prison, and honestly, I kind of feel like this may have been a, wink and a nod towards Ghislaine Maxwell. If you want out, you know what you have to do. And honestly, that's probably the easiest manipulation a criminal could ever ask for. All I got to do is say some nice things about this idiot and I get out of jail free. Pfft, easy, done. So yeah. Thank you, Donald, for telling every criminal in the country how they can get out of jail. I'm sure that's not going to come back to you to be a bad thing in the near future. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.